This is a Saberforge Ronin MK3 lightsaber hilt. It's a custom saber, and it has a katana style vibe to it. Well, pretty much it's a katana lightsaber, let's be real with that. Now, this hilt is initiate tier, meaning it's an empty hilt without electronics, and it's got the Suba at the top, the handguard. So this hilt was actually designed with dueling in mind, so this is a very kind of rugged and practical lightsaber hilt to use. Of course, with Star Wars Visions, with that being out these days, these katana-style sabers have kind of flared up in popularity, let's say. Now, you notice that this hilt is quite long, so this is 16-inch long hilt, which is, kind of a long hilt for a lightsaber, but there's actually two length options for this particular hilt model. So you have the 16-inch option, and this lower part of the hilt is an optional part of the hilt. So you could actually have this as an 11-inch hilt as well, which is a little closer to standard. So either way, it's kind of a two-handed hilt. It's just you either have sort of a standard length hilt like this, or you have sort of an extra long length hilt with this added section on the bottom. So this is designed for Saber Legion intensity dueling. In fact, one of the Suba options is labeled Saber Legion. It's not this one, so this is the Triforce one. It has these three kind of cutouts in the top. The Saber Legion version is just sort of like a solid Suba on the top. It doesn't have any cutouts or anything. But if we look at the top of the hilt, so we've got the standard 1-inch diameter blade socket there. And one of the differences you'll notice with this hilt, and you can tell it's designed for dueling, is it has 3 blade retention screws. So that gives you a little more support when you're attaching the blade to the hilt here. You have kind of 3 sources of contact for that. And this Suba is removable, so the Suba actually is connected to basically the emitter or blade holder section. So if I remove it, it's like that, and I do need a piece on the top of this hilt. You can see that now it's just kind of the body switch section of the hilt here, and it doesn't have something on top without this Suba. So yeah, it is a threaded Suba. I've seen a Suba from other companies, a few other companies, where it's more like a disc that you kind of put between the kind of body of the hilt and then maybe the emitter on top of that. But this one just kind of is threaded in like that. So you can see some of the weathered pattern on top. This is a weathered hilt, so you have that kind of nice texture and dimension from the weathered appearance. The Saberforge weathering is kind of a two-tone black silver kind of thing. It makes it look almost more like it's a tarnished silver type of hilt. This does come in the standard finish and then an all black finish as well. So you can see that there's several choke points here. So you have 2 if you have this as the 16-inch long hilt, and then you just have the one here. Well, I guess you technically have a point up by the Suba as well. But those are nice places for you to give you kind of control of the hilt for kind of maneuvering, spinning, that type of thing. And it's just sort of a comfortable resting point. And there's also this really nice flared pommel at the bottom, so that can serve as a hand stop. You can spin it and that can be where the end of your hand goes. So there's a few different options with how you do that. And again, this section at the bottom, this is kind of the optional kind of extension to the lightsaber hilt. Now for the MK3 version of the Ronin, you have diamond knurling in various places in the hilt, so you have some in the switch section, and in the bottom, and then in that extension piece. So really one of the main differences between the Ronin MK3 and the other two, MK2 and MK1, is the grip. So one of the other grips is a smooth grip, and then another one has these horizontal grooves through it. And they have had all three of these hilt styles available at the same time. So rather than just retiring one of the hilt models, they've continued offering them, which is not always the case with some of their hilt models when they have the MK2, MK3 variants. But yeah, I mean, this is a neat katana style lightsaber hilt by Saberforge. And if you're looking into getting into dueling, this is, it's designed for that purpose. And it's nice having that secure decorative handguard at the top with those retention screws. There are 3 of them instead of 1, as is common. And there's just several other features to this hilt that make it a little more duel friendly than some of them. It is also kind of more of a simplified design, but that's also very good, kind of very practical for dueling. But at the same time, you still get that katana vibe, kind of that samurai Jedi type vibe, or Sith, I suppose, with the Suba or handguard at the top. So feel free to comment below. This has been a look at the Saberforge Ronin MK3 lightsaber hilt. This is the empty hilt, and it's offered by Saberforge, so feel free to comment below.